I want you to ask me, what happened? What did doctor say? What can we do to help you as a sister, you know?
So what are the challenges now the organization is facing in terms of
the big challenges I'm facing at the moment is having the stock to take, because with the coronavirus pandemic, I didn't ask anybody about things, because with the pandemic, you don't want to like take stuff from people, and then there's that stigma. Oh, you don't know if it's something is infected. You don't want to put people in an awkward situation. And also, one of the first challenges I have is the funding of taking things and taking back to Africa, because it's hard to find people who take things in my country. And also the financial part of it, because I use my own money that I save on the side. Every time I get paid, I put a little bit of money on the side. So when I have enough money and I have enough boxes with goods to take for the orphanages, and then I take it, because it costs a lot of money to take. And then at that part, I don't have any funding. And for sometime in Africa, my mom do like a little gathering for people, to tell them to donate. They want to buy some rice, some food for the children in the orphanages. And then we collect few money, and then we just buy things. We don't give them the money. We just buy whatever the kids need to feed. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the challenges my foundation is facing. But I'm not giving up though, so I'm still fighting.
What do you see your foundation maybe in coming years? What do you want to achieve?
Sorry?
Where do you see the foundation in the upcoming years? Where do you want to take it?
Oh, I want to take it global. I want to take it big. I want to go to all African countries where there's orphanages. I want to help. That's what I want to do. That's my aim, that the Ever Foundation will just grow. Because if you grow, you will help more kids. There's one more kid out of the street. There's another 2 more kids out of the street. So that's what I want to do. So if you could, because that's why I created the foundation in Africa. I didn't put the office in this country or anything like that, because if the foundation grow, it give employment to those people who are working for the foundation. Because the people who are working for my foundation, they're just voluntary people. Anytime we got like donation or we got something to do, they come and help out, and we appreciate it. So you will create employment, and you help those kids to grow and have an education, because the way the world is going now, if any kid doesn't have an education, it's difficult to have a way out. So that's what I want my foundation. I just want it to grow. And then when it grow, it help more kids, and it take more children out of the street, more children out of hunger or worried, or I just want them to be kids. I just want them to smile and just be happy, not like worried about how to live their life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very important. They don't need to worry about where the next meal is coming from, really.
No.
They just have to be loved, and
Yeah.
Everyone needs love. We all need love.
Yes.
Children need it the most. So
oh yeah.
Yeah. So again, back at your journey and experiences, what do you think you have to tell those people who could be in the same situation like you today, in terms of the struggles you went through? What word of encouragement can you tell them? And about those people maybe who would feel like what you're going through is maybe your mistake, or those who are judging you, like they were all women, most of them.
I think for me, I think we African women have to sit down and have a conversation. I think that's what we need, a conversation like sisters. We sit down, we have an honest conversation within each other, because we all go through different experience and different pregnancy and different pain. So if we all sit down and talk about our different pain and our different struggle of having children, or our struggle to raise our children, I think we have a lot. We're just gonna broaden, open up the conversation wide, because we only see the nice stuff with African women with their children in this country. We don't see this. We don't talk about the struggle. We don't talk about the pain you've been through having those children. We don't talk about your friend next door who is trying to have children, because she's not telling us that she is struggling to conceive. Because I have a friend who in the same situation right now, who is struggling to conceive, to get pregnant even. But I'm giving her the advice, the experience I've been through, and then I'm giving her a motivation not to give up. I keep telling her, I say, don't give up. This is what I've been through. This is my experience that I've been through. So it give her a hope and a courage not to give up and to go, to go for it. And then not just to give up in one go, or I couldn't get pregnant. I said, don't give up. Just try again. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. I know it's not everybody who could have children. I don't know her situation. I'm just giving her an advice for what she's telling me. But just for her to open up and tell me what she's going through, and me telling her my experience of what I've been through to have my two girls, it gives her a little bit of hope. So that's what we need to do. We need to have a conversation, and then we need to be less judging with each other. Because I think we African women, especially who lives in this country, we have this support on face to face with each other, and then you go home, you take the phone, you start judging me negatively, and I think that's where the scary part, because you are scared to tell who's your friend, who's not your friend, who's my real friend. Are they all my friends? Are they all supportive? So that's something that goes through your head, and then you just play with your mental health, because you don't know who to trust. You see, and then you start trusting a stranger than the person who you came from the same country. Because I think that we come from the same country, we speak the same language. I would think that if I tell you what I'm going through, you will be more sympathetic than the person who I met here and who I call my friend and who I trust. Because what I'm going through, I know a lot of people, women in Africa goes through that, but they go through it in a difficult way, because they got their mother-in-law, they got their sister-in-law telling them that you're infertile, you can't have kids. They bully her, they treat her in a bad way, thinking that it's her fault, not the man's fault, or not something medically, because that's how we were raised in Africa. You get married, you have kids. You have to, because if you don't have any kids, you got married and you are a young woman, you have to be able to get pregnant and have kids. That's the stigma in our country, in Africa. So it's something that we need to talk about it, and we need to take the conversation far from here and take it along, so people know what every woman goes through. And then somebody in Africa or somebody here, we sit down and say, oh, I'm not going through this by myself. I've been through the same thing she's talking about. Oh, okay. And then you give the courage to talk about it. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I put it on my Facebook, I put it on my Instagram. When I see somebody putting the same thing, I just say, yes, I've been through, I know how hard it is. But I don't see them asking me what I've been through, or how I feel about it, or how are you? How are you doing? So I'm grateful I've been through it, because trust me, I'm more stronger now than I was when I was trying to get pregnant. Yes. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to conquer the world, but I'm ready to do anything I want to do, because
just it's a bit by bit. You can't do it all, but you have done your part. And you having gone through it, you've actually created the Ever Foundation. And how
Yes.
many kids is it supporting? Many children. So just
Yeah.
imagine if every journey, if everything that we go through teaches us something, and actually birth is something that would help many. So I think it was a painful journey, but again, a lot of people are benefiting from
A
it.
rewarded journey, yeah. It's reward. I see my two girls. I'm proud. I'm proud to be their mother. I'm proud to call them my girls. I am proud to show them that these are my kids. Yes, I've been through it, but this is what I've been through. And then I know it was tough, or the loss. Oh, the loss. I think about the loss is something you don't forget. I think about the loss. I think about the day I lost. I think about, oh, this month is my baby's birthday. If he was born, he would be this age. Your brain, your mind go through these things all the time. You think about the pictures.
You know what? I feel like
But
has been.
yeah, but then I'm not thinking about in a sad way anymore. I think about in a way, yes. Maybe I have to go through those situations to have those two girls. And I have to go through those situations to know how life is precious, even though I knew life was precious, but I never knew I will go through this situation, because I said, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to have that baby, because I'm strong. I'm physically strong, I'm emotionally strong. So the first loss just gave me a dark cloud. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this dark cloud? What am I going to do next? Okay, what? Now what? What next? And then I just said, okay, I'll try again. Let's go. And then it just knocked me down again. And then I just...
Did you say tried how many times? 6 times?
Yeah, 5 times.
5 times.
Yeah. So you just keep getting knocked, and then it just keep happening, and they just say, I don't know why this happened. I'm a strong person. I'm physically strong. I get up, I go to work. I'm just you just think yourself, oh well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Everything they're telling me. So why is this thing happening to me? But I didn't give up, and my doctor didn't give up. So that's why we need to talk about it. I think it's a conversation we African women and every woman who wants to get involved in a conversation should have.
Yeah. I would say every woman, maybe particularly African women, because of how we judge one another, of how our families intervene and start judging a woman particularly, but even a man can have that problem,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
But they always judge a woman, and it is a woman mostly judging another woman. So that's why it is somehow, alarming when it comes to African women. But every woman who wants to be a mother and going through this journey, painful journey. I think every woman needs to learn from this, and
Because it's a dark and lonely journey. I'm telling you, it's dark and lonely, very dark and lonely if you have nobody to talk to about. And it doesn't matter how many times you talk about with your husband, what the pain as a woman you feel, and the sadness you feel, and the guilt you feel. A man cannot relate to that. A woman, even the woman didn't go through what you're going through, but just the fact that that woman had a baby, we know how much pain you went through. And then even just, it's not the same pain, but the level of pain, that woman will understand it, but your husband or another man will not understand that type of pain. So that's why it's better to have a conversation and not judge, because judging gonna make that person feel lonely, mentally, emotionally, and that person we just gonna close down and be silenced with their pain, because you don't know where that pain is gonna go if that woman becomes silenced with her pain, what that pain is doing to her emotionally. So it's something, a conversation, woman in Africa, for me, I'm specifically pointing at African women. We need to have that conversation, especially in this country as African women, and then in our community in here in Wales too, because I don't see any community, African community woman who talks about this kind of thing. Of course, there are a group of community of women in our community in Cardiff here, but I know them. I go to those sometime meetings or community things, but I never see anybody talk about it. And then I'm just there going through it, and then I said, "Oh, I heard what happened. I hope God give you children." I don't want you to say, "You know what happened," or "May God give me children." I want you to ask me how I'm doing. I want you to ask me what happened, what the doctor say, what can we do to help you as a sister. I don't want you to say, "Oh, may God help me." I believe in God. You don't have to tell me how much God could do for me. I believe in God. I'm a spiritual, I'm a religious person, but I just need you as a friend and as a sister. And then I just need you not to judge or not just to look at me like, "Oh, she could get pregnant as much as she wants. She's never gonna have the kid. She done something." You see the judgment in their tone of telling you, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want you to be there for me because, so that's what we need to change, the stigma of judgment and the stigma of just blaming.
Or blaming, or even imagining things that never existed. Sometimes maybe people would say, this is voodoo, witchcraft. So you start even having less trust in doctors. You start
Yeah,
trusting other things can help. Yet
yeah,
you consulted your doctor, and eventually you had your two beautiful daughters. Imagine if you went the other way around, thinking, "Oh, this is voodoo, this is something." So really, we have got to talk about it. I love that the fact that you want it to be spoken out and you want to see the changes.
yeah. For me, I'm willing to shout it out all over, everywhere who wants to listen. I'm not, because I know some people who goes through this thing. Like I told you, my friend is going through this. She's been married for for over 2 years now. She's been trying to get pregnant. I've been giving her advice of how she can take care of her body, because I did that. I said, "Okay, I'm going to change the way what I'm doing with my body," but I realized it's not my body. It's just me. It has nothing to do with me. Just my body is. I needed help to have those children. So I couldn't have them natural. I have to have that medical help for me to have my kids. So I give her the same advice. Maybe it's different for her, but at least she knows what I've been through. So that we give her the courage not to give up. And if you don't give up, that's a big thing. Because if I giving up, I will sit here, no kid, just me and my husband looking at each other. So that's the hope I give her as a friend. I give her that hope. I give her not to give up and just fight. If you want kids, if you want to have your children, as much you are telling me, don't give up. If it happened that you can't have children, there's always a plan B. You could adopt. There's a way. There's a lot of children who wants to be adopted in this world. Because if I didn't have my children, that's where my plan B was. That was my plan B. Adopt a baby. That's because I'm not ashamed of doing that. At least I knew that I didn't give up. I went all the way to the end until I know there's nothing I can do anymore. So I'm just gonna try this option now, because there's nothing wrong trying that option. All they need is love. So there's nothing I can. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to have children, and if I could have mine, that would be the best thing. If not, I was willing to adopt and have my own kids. It's something I always said, because I always love children. I see my mom raising other women's children, so why should I not? I could do the same thing. They grown up, they become their own person, they live in their life. So if she could do it, I could do it too. So I was not ashamed of it.
Wow, what can I say? This is so amazing, amazing. I would definitely invite you again.
I'd love to. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, having you face to face, but because of the lockdown and COVID, obviously we can't. So it's good to keep each other safe and keep ourselves safe. So that's very important. But definitely one time we're gonna meet face to face.
Yes.
So how can someone reach out to Ever Foundation in terms
Uh,
of helping?
if they want to reach out, they could go through my Facebook. It's Binta Nowicki. It's through my Facebook. They could send me a message, or they could go through the foundation. The foundation is on Facebook too. The Ever Foundation is on Facebook too. They could send a message for donation. I'm happy to go collect the donation, or I'm happy to tell them where they could bring the donation. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been going collecting donation through friends, or they could just tell their friends. They need clothes, they need books, shoes. Where they need money. We need money to send those things in Africa, and then to buy them food, all those things. So they could go through my Facebook, Binta Nowicki, or they could go through the Ever Foundation on Facebook, and they could just contact me there.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Binta.
Oh, thank you for having me. I was looking forward to doing it face to face, but right now our life is in Zoom.
No, I miss my offline life.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I was really, really looking forward to talking about the foundation, and then I'm hoping that a lot of people will help, and then let's try to spread the word so we could be kind to each other. Let's be kind.
Let's be kind. Let's be kind. And people, please do support Binta's project. Do support her foundation. She has gone through a lot, and she came out as a strong woman that is supporting many children out there who've got no parents. So support her foundation, and also subscribe and share and comment your views down there below. So thank you once again, Binta, and I hope to see you next time.
Oh, thank you for having me, and wish you all the best. And yeah, I'm looking forward to our next conversation. I wonder what topic it will be. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye, love. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.